look, a Yeti from the new update?
In this video, I'm going to be reacting to some of the fakest Minecraft speedruns online. And somehow it gets even worse the longer the video goes on. Our first runner spawns in with 6 pieces of steak, so we know this run is not legit. Everything else though seems completely fine. He starts getting some wheat for some extra food, as one does, and has a bed already. This run seems pretty legit, I won't lie, you know, if we ignore the gliding, the kill aura, and the worst client top left. But other than that, it's fine. Gets into a little fight with the iron golem here, but with kill aura, he can't lose. There's a cut in the video and all of a sudden the iron on the floor is now 24? This cannot drop. He jumps into a crafting table and begins making some well-needed armor. It's going alright until he tries to craft the leggings, which he's not the greatest at crafting, I won't lie. He zooms over to a village using speed and gets into a fight with another iron golem, but does not survive this one. But at least we got the replay, right? So we can... oh, never mind. He finds a weirdly tooled nether portal and enters the nether, and then begins running on lava. I don't even know what's going on. But gets into a little kerfuffle with a strider. He finds the fortress and begins flying around it with the blazes, which honestly looks kind of cool when watching this. It's like a full-on battle almost. Somehow he manages to leave with only 7 blaze rods. He gets lucky and finds just a ton of endermen by a tree and kills them all. And then once in the end, turns on his aimbot with a bow, which looks like just a hack scene from a movie. I mean, this is completely legit. There's no cheating going on here. I think it's a great run. And then he's killed the tree. Alright, next runner. Surely this won't be as bad. Our runner straight away loses 6 hearts, finds a temple, and begins mining the very center of a desert temple. And if you play Minecraft, you know this isn't the greatest idea. Unfortunately, this run's going to be ended short, so, and there we go. Somehow, our runner survives the TNT bombardment and just exits the temple like nothing happened. He finds a sandstone wall and it looks pretty good. Oh, okay, alright. He kills an iron golem, which takes an incredibly long time, so it just wouldn't make sense to run anyway. And then shortly after finds a nether portal. Once in the nether, instead of walking on lava, he decides to swim inside the lava instead. He soon finds a blaze spawner, but oh yeah, let's just fix that. And I thought this was funny, so I didn't cut it out, but he spends so long trying to calculate how to create a nether portal in this odd spot, and it doesn't even have enough. It doesn't have enough obsidian to make it. I thought it was quite funny, but nonetheless, he gets into the overworld, and I think at this point he's given up. He just goes be right back, and for 30 whole seconds, he doesn't die. And then soon after this, decides to just leap off a cliff, Assassin's Creed style, and again, doesn't die. In the cliff, he finds just enderman in like a 2x2, which doesn't happen, but hey ho. And once in the end, while getting all the crystals, he somehow dies of fall. How? How's he? Our third one is spawned by a woodland mansion, which I'm unsure if this is possible at all, but gets saved by just a random Steve, which is ideal, I guess. Always lucky here. Turns out that the Steve is Herobrine, so just in time for Halloween, except it was last month. Herobrine appears just randomly all around this woodland mansion and just disappears like that. It's very odd. I'm guessing Herobrine took a liking to our runner since he just runs up to him and gives him out of nowhere a netherite enchanted sword. Maybe it's the skin, maybe it's the maid skin, I have no idea, but this just doesn't happen. He finds a nether portal around the corner and decides to enter it. Once our runner gets into the nether, he sees Herobrine for a split second, as well as a chest that says "Love Herobrine." Inside the chest is some very good stuff: netherite axe, diamonds, eyes of enders, blaze powder, everything you need to leave the nether. But turns out Herobrine doesn't want villager maid man to leave and breaks the portal. With nothing to light the portal back up, he runs over to this next sign which says "Jump down." And down is just water in the nether, which again doesn't happen. Turns around, water's gone, turns around again, and Herobrine's gone. I actually can't keep up with what's going on right now. In the lava, there turns out to be an end pool with a sign saying "Love Herobrine" again. He tries to break this, and I think this makes Herobrine not the happiest, as we'll see later. He tries to light the portal, which I don't think works in lava, so, I mean, it turns out it does. He gets into the end and runs over to the middle where the ender dragon should be, but gets only 1 or 2 more ender dragons than he should. About 26 million, maybe. Our runner then gets a glimpse of Herobrine in the middle just dancing. I guess he got mad at the runner maybe? And then teleports away. Though he has confidence to go for the kill, but just hasn't got that type of power to kill every single ender dragon. And our next runner spawns with a bonus chest, and honestly, I'll allow it since we've seen so many crazy things this video. This is the most normal thing that could possibly happen. So let's carry on. A normal looking run so far. He takes a leap off this cliff and emerges with a cobweb, so fair play. He finds a desert temple and the middle seems to be made out of blue wool, which doesn't happen. And again, falls down the middle part, meaning he's about to blow up again because TNT, where is the TNT? Shouldn't there be TNT? He leaves the temple and gets some pretty good loot actually, you know, enchanted golden apple, diamonds. And he gets out of the desert temple using a chorus fruit actually, which doesn't really work in his favor as straight away he's attacked by skeletons and creepers. With some quick thinking, decides to run straight into every single creeper and gets off with only half a heart to spare. So he chorus fruits again. And then wastes a golden apple straight away. He finds a lava pool and begins making a speedrun nether portal. This next speed demon spawns in a village, which is pretty lucky, I guess. He runs straight forward, and in the well, for some reason, there's a chest. Inside the chest is a note that says, "Please don't touch," with azalea and a bucket of an axolotl, which is odd. In this house, he finds just a random flint and steel in the chest, which doesn't spawn, but hey, I don't make the rules. Up this hill, there's just a random villager named Speedrun. When speaking to it, it gives a netherite axe. Now it gives obsidian too. I'm so confused, what's going on? I would trade with the villager to get 6 for obsidian, and begins making a portal, but fails the first one, but the second time, gets it. Once in the nether, he spawns in the fortress, apparently, there's just a cut. But in this room, there's another villager named Example. I guess he forgot to do it this time. But it trades end portal frames and eyes of ender. I mean, this is impossible. He begins making the end portal inside the nether, which has happened a lot in these previous runs, and jumps into the end. But this time, the ender dragon just isn't moving and allows itself to get killed. He then opens the trapdoors and finishes the game. Our final run of the day, spawned 7 level, but it's fine, you know, we can live with that. He turns around and, oh yeah, we can't live with this. A massive castle on top of a mountain just stands behind him. Up the castle, there's just a bunny god. Probably the coolest god I think I've ever seen. He gives him enchanted netherite tools, which is pretty nice of him. There's also armor on the sides, if you can see, netherite, diamond, iron, and chain. He decides to nab the netherite armor, which is the smart decision to be fair to him, but then trips and falls and nearly dies. But luckily, the god has his back and heals him straight away. Out of nowhere, the god just drills down to a cave level and makes a nether portal for him. Inside the nether, the god decides to give him netherite boots with soul speed 3. Okay. They eventually find a blaze spawner, meaning they can now get blaze rods, but instead of waiting, the god decides to give him a stack of blaze rods. He then blocks off our runner. Eventually they're done, and allows the runner to walk up. Breaking the wall shows an end portal just randomly inside the nether fortress. Inside the end, the runner's just using fireball jutsu to kill the ender dragon.